Well, hello and welcome back to the Chamber Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Foster Garrett. I'm the Director of Marketing and Events for the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, let me just tell you what's going on. Every week, I interview a different chamber member to find out what they do and why they do it right here at Watts Creative Studios in beautiful Bedford, Virginia. Before we get to the actual podcast, though, I want to tell you about some of the upcoming chamber events that we have going on. It's almost the end of the year, but we still have a lot planned for December, and every single thing that I'm going to tell you about is free. The first event that I want to tell you about is actually next Tuesday, December 5th. We will be at the Bedford Area Welcome Center from 8 to 9 a.m. for and a line before 9. That is the morning version of our networking event, so come by for some great conversation, catered breakfast, lots of coffee, and to see the Welcome Center's 15th annual Festival of Trees. It's their biggest festival of trees ever, and there are over 40 trees that are that have been decorated by local businesses and nonprofits. And you can vote for your favorite tree for $1 to support the organization that decorated it. So very cool. And after that is same week, that Thursday, December 7th, we will be at the Forest Volunteer Fire Department from 4 to 5 p.m. for the last event in the Charcuterie and Technology series, which we're doing in partnership with Data Privia, which is one of our members. It's a free educational and networking event, and the last topic is on IT partnerships and cloud systems. So come by, learn something new that'll be helpful for your business and just your general knowledge. All of us use technology, but how much do we actually know about how to protect that technology, take care of it, and use it properly? Most people, we don't. So come by, they have a great spread of charcuterie. And it would be awesome if you could RSVP online. But this is also free and open to the public, so you're welcome to just come. Anyway, but it's our last event, December 7th, 4 to 5 p.m. at the Forest Volunteer Fire Department. And my favorite of the events I'm going to mention is our holiday open house, on December 15th from 11:30 to 2:30 at our office. You know, of all the events that we do every single year, this is the only one that we actually have at our own place. So if you haven't been to the chamber office before, definitely come by. It's right next to the municipal building on Main Street in Bedford. And we're going to have a great spread. It's going to be really cute in our office. And we're just excited to have everybody since the year is slowing down. We always have a lot of chamber members just come say hello. So December 15th, 11:30 to 2:30. And I mentioned on the last episode that we had some ribbon cuttings in the works, and I was right. We have two great ones that have cropped up on the calendar. The first one is going to be on December 14th at 11:30 a.m. for AccuPoint, who recently expanded to Main Street right in downtown Bedford. They're having an open house that day from 11 to 2. So even if you're not able to make it for the ribbon cutting 11:30, come say hi and say welcome to the community. They're a full service surveying, design, septic, title, escrow, you name it, they have it for your project. So definitely come say hello and check them out and learn more about what they have to offer to the Bedford area. And the second ribbon cutting, and this is the last thing that I'll mention, is on December 15th after our holiday open house at 3:30 p.m. for Whistle Express Car Wash, which is a new 3-minute full-service car wash with a membership program opening in Forest. Very cool. They're having their grand opening that day, so you can come get some great deals and just check them out. But they will be in Forest, so great additions all the way around the Bedford area. We're happy to do ribbon cuttings for everybody. I personally really like just learning about new things and getting to talk to people. But you can find all of our events on our calendar on bedfordareachamber.com. And you can find a lot of information on there too. So if you're interested in any of this, go check it out. And you can always give us a call. I'll say our phone number at the very end of the podcast, so you have to wait until the very end. But without further ado, let me introduce today's guests. Christy Wiley with BVA Mercantile. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Of course, I'm happy to have you here. Well, before we kind of get started with the questions, Can you just tell me a little bit about your background and about your business?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I've only been in Bedford or the Bedford area for almost 15 years now. I moved up from North Carolina. I moved because I married my husband. So whenever we got married, I was just kind of like staying at home with our kids until they got into school and everything. And then my husband obviously has a full-time job, but then he started making some furniture and little wood projects on the side. And so one day we happened to be going to Roanoke for something, and we were on the way back home, and we were riding back through Bedford, and he was like, "What do you think about that building over there?" And I'm like, "Okay, it's fine. Why?" And it was for sale, and he was like, "What do you think about like opening a store in Bedford?" And I'm like, "Doing what?" Because that's not, yeah. Because my degree is actually in human resources. Like, it's not anything retail management or anything like that. But I'm like, well, because our youngest was in school and I had been like subbing and stuff. But we loved Bedford. Like, I grew up in a really small town in North Carolina. So honestly, Bedford's bigger than the town I grew up in.
Nice.
But we loved Bedford, and we said, if we're going to do something like that, this is where we wanted to do it. So I was like, oh, okay. So we opened in, we got the building in January, actually, of 2019, and then we had to do some work on it, and we actually opened in April of 2019. So next year will be our 5 years in business, which I'm super excited about, just because, the challenges of the past few years with COVID and everything else, like, just to still be in business, like, I'm super grateful for that. So anyway,
you didn't even get a full year of
normal. We were
opening.
about to celebrate our 1 year anniversary when we had to shut down during all that. So, but people continue to support us through live sales and things like that. We were shut down. So anyway, we opened in 2019, and I will say it's so funny to look back at pictures, like to how we started to where we are. Because I just didn't know anything, about like, where do you get stuff, and so it's just funny to see the progression over the last 5 years. But so we have a combination of, we do some furniture that my husband makes. So we do custom orders. So like for barnwood tables, coffee tables, kind of things like that. That's where his focus likes to be. So people come in if they want like a custom kitchen table, he can do that. He does custom sizes, styles, stains, everything. So we have that. Then we have other furniture pieces that he does not make, but we still have those. We have a few antique pieces kind of mixed in there too. Not so much, and then we have new home decor too. And right now, a lot of times at Christmas, people think we're just a Christmas store because it's like 100% just Christmas, because Christmas is my favorite. So I've had to tell people, I've found out that after people come to our store in like November and December, they don't come back till the following because they think we're just a Christmas store, because we have so much Christmas. They think, this must just be like a specialty thing only open. So I have to tell people, like, come back, because we do sell, normal stuff during the year. I just love Christmas. So I like to just go all out. So, so we do, and like I said, we do some seasonal throughout the year, but not to the degree, that Christmas
of the holidays. Yeah,
exactly. So that's kind of what we do, and where we've been, the last 5 years. So
that's awesome. That is like quite the journey.
It has been. Oh my gosh, it has been. It's definitely been like a learning curve, and you have to see what people like, because what I like may not be what you like. So I could order a bunch of stuff and you were like, ooh, so it's been a journey. But the biggest thing and the best thing about having the business in downtown Bedford specifically, is that, like, I sometimes see people once a week. Not necessarily they come in to buy things every week, but it's the relationships that we've been able to build with people. And that's my favorite thing about having the business. It's just the relationships that we built. And we've been also able to bring in other small businesses. We don't have a big space, but it's important to me to support other people that may not have enough inventory to have their own store, but they have some that we can put in there, support them. So it's not just our stuff. We try to support other people throughout the year, and have other people within our business to let people support those people as well.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. You do a great job with like your digital footprint.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Like, seriously, because like sometimes I'll like just be scrolling. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, just like not only just like your inventory, but like the events and the people that you promote. Who like when you had the Barbie event.
Yes.
That was so cool. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Because we're having another event similar to that.
Awesome.
Coming up this Saturday, actually.
Oh, cool.
So I'll speak to the Barbie event. So the Barbie event was our first like big pop-up event.
Yeah.
And like I said, we don't have a lot of space inside, but what we do have is we have a little bit of space like beside our building that's ours. And so what we did in July to celebrate the Barbie movie coming out is we brought up some vendors and we did a pop-up event. And I could not have predicted the amount of people that actually came. I mean, it was awesome, but it was not, I was not expecting it. But I was so excited for like, it's so funny in my store. Like, obviously, I like to sell because that's the whole purpose of being there.
Yeah.
But like the cookie lady that came, she sold out. And like, it just makes my heart so happy to see other people succeed like that. And so people came and supported all the vendors. And so it was such a fun event. And so we're going to have another event similar to that. After the first one, people were like, are you going to do any more? And so we were like, let's do something at Christmas time. So we're going to be having, I'm actually glad I'm here today to be able to talk about this event.
Right, perfect time.
So the event will be, so Bedford has a lot going on Saturday. The Christmas parade is at 11. Yes. So what we're going to do is as soon as the Christmas parade is over, we hope to get people down to our store. So what we're going to do, we're going to have all these, the event is called Christmas Memories. So what we want to do is to focus on vendors and items that bring back that nostalgia of Christmas and, gone in the past. Like for me, I love vintage Christmas items, but I think it's because they remind me of like times with my grandparents, and so like I treasure things like that. And so that's what we wanted the theme of the event to be, is something that you come and see items that bring back those memories, so we have a vendor that's doing like handmade toys. Like you don't find those anymore. You don't go to Target and find those. So that's really cool. And then we have like a lady that's doing fresh reads and things like that. And then our cookie lady's back. She's amazing. She's got the most beautiful cookies. And she's actually on our Facebook page. We have a cookie pre-order form because she sold out last time. So we want to make sure people get their cookies this time. They're the most beautiful cookies, but they also really taste really yummy too. But anyway, then we have some other vendors. And then we're also going to do a photo op where we have a great big vintage sleigh. So we're going to do pictures in front of that. Yeah. My son does photography on the side. So he's going to be doing some pictures that people can get like instantly. So we're just super excited about that event.
Yeah.
So people can come out after the parade's over, and it'll be from 12 to 3, but essentially as soon as the parade's over, people can walk down and see what we have to offer, and then also come in the store and see all of the Christmas items we have in the store as well. So we're just super excited about that event.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I think also like the very specific theme.
Right.
Like, that is such a cool way to build your around.
Yeah. And we're also doing it's so hard on Facebook because like there's all these scammers. You have to be careful of how you say things because they'll hack your post or whatever. But we are doing a giveaway on our Facebook page. So what we're doing is having people post their favorite Christmas memory. So their picture. And I've loved getting to see the pictures. So and people will do their little caption of this was my favorite memory back with, Santa Claus in 1970. Like I've just loved going through and seeing the pictures. So we're doing that. If you post your favorite picture and just share the event, then we're going to do on Saturday, we'll do a drawing for a gift basket for that. So we're also doing that to kind of help promote the event, but then also letting people just kind of remember those things that were really special back when they were younger. Or
that is so awesome.
Yeah. So
I'm about to search it up when I get back to the office.
Yes, you should. So, I've loved that part of it and just get people to not just come to an event, but like to really think about, because Christmas can be hard, but we want to focus on those memories that were sweet that you remember and things like that. So I'm hoping for good weather Saturday, and I'm just hoping lots of people, so lots of people will come out and support not only us, but the other small business vendors that are going to be there. And we'll have I just want to really quickly just talk about the vendors because I don't want to leave anyone out. I mentioned the toy guy that's going to be there. And then we have the lady with the fresh wreaths and then our cookie lady. And then we also have Sarah. She's helped me with a bunch of these events and she won't tell me what it is yet, but she's making some super cool vintage something for the event, but she won't even tell me yet what it is. So I'm excited because she always does really cool things. And then we have Cheyenne with Finding Joy Boutique, and she's going to be doing some custom shirts I've also not seen just for the event.
That's awesome.
So that'll be cool. And then we have a lady from Smith Mountain Lake that does these all natural soaps and stuff, and she has these really cute lump of coal soaps, naughty and then nice ones. So she'll be there. And then we have another lady with these really cute vintage Santa little glass tumblers. So yeah, we have her too. And then our daughter is also going to be there. Since we have cookies, you got to have hot chocolate.
True.
So our daughter and then Sarah's daughter will be there selling hot chocolate as well. And then, like I said, we have the photo opportunity that we'll have. And I'm working on something else that I'm hoping to make happen, maybe with some snow coming down in Bedford on Saturday. So we're working on it. But we'll have some surprises, and we'll have also deals going on in our store too. But we're just super excited about it. And really just for people to get downtown, number one, and support, like I said, not just us, but all the other small businesses that are going to be there, and they're taking the time to make products and stuff to be there.
I think that downtown Bedford is so fun to walk around.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is like, I always tell people, because like when you drive through there, like on a Friday night, it's ghost town.
Right.
And it makes you feel sad. But if you go there, like, we're not like a Friday night lights town, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we're like Saturday, go to the farmer's market, walk around, go to BVA Mercantile, go to a little bit of everything, and just check out everything. Yeah. It's so nice. It's meant to be walked.
Exactly. And I feel like, because we're kind of not on the main Bridge Street, we are right off of there though, on Depot, and we have a parking lot right across from us, so it's very convenient. But I don't know if you've been by there this Christmas, but something to see is Sarah has done snow drawings on our windows, and it's so pretty. People that come in, they're like, it looks like a Hallmark movie with the design, and that makes my heart so happy. I'm like, that's the best compliment that you can give me, is like the Hallmark small town Christmas feel. So if you've not been by our store, ridden by there, just ride by there and see the beautiful artwork that she did on the windows. It's absolutely amazing. So I love that. But like you said, just get to come down on the weekend and visit all this, businesses because it is such a cute town. Yes. And especially I feel like at Christmas, because everything is so festive, and everything's walkable too. So yeah, there's lots to do downtown Bedford.
Well, I want to ask, you talked about building relationships with people coming to your store, but I'm curious, because all of the vendors that you've mentioned, it seems like you have really good relationships with them too. So I'm just wondering, you've been in business for almost 5 years. How has it worked to make connections not only in this area, but with other professionals and people that manage boutiques and mercantiles themselves? I feel like I always see you guys talking to each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I try, because I really feel like no matter what comes to Bedford as far as a store, if it's selling similar things or whatever, especially in a small town like Bedford, we all have to work together. Because people aren't just going to come to Bedford for me. If they're out of town, they're not just going to say, I'm going to drive to Bedford just to go to that store. You want to work together and promote shopping local. And so I try to build those connections with not just, our vendors in the store, but other businesses too, so we can all work together and promote each other. And then that way people are like, oh, there's lots to do in downtown Bedford. It's not just, because I really feel like you have to be supportive of each other. Like, that's the only way, to be successful, is not just support, want me to succeed. I want everybody to be successful, because I don't want Bedford to be a ghost town. I want there to continue to be businesses popping up. But as far as the relationships with our vendors, all of them were customers first. And so I didn't know like Sarah with All Good Things. I didn't know Cheyenne. We also have some jewelry in there. I didn't know. Actually, Renee, who's our jewelry lady, whenever we first started out, we did like your event. So the chamber event, it was a Christmas event. That was our very first event we ever did. And we met Renee, who was selling jewelry there. And now she sells jewelry in our store. So those relationships we built, through the store organically like that. And I just, they would kind of just talking and seeing, and they're like, oh, well, we have this. And it wasn't anything like they came in the store to push their product. It was just over time building those relationships. And I realized, I want to support that. And I wish I had room to support everybody's small business. I wish I could. Obviously, I don't have the space in the store to do that. But, honestly, though, like someone coming in and just having a conversation, like that's one of my favorite parts of having the store. Like, and like I said, you obviously want to be successful sales wise, which I do. I want to still be around in Bedford, but just as important to me is those relationships that I built, because I didn't know anyone in Bedford. Like, like I said, I'm fairly new to the area and we don't live like right in downtown Bedford. So I really didn't know anyone, but I've made like such good friends just from having the store. So that's one of my things that I'm most thankful for. And like I said, I always tell people there's no minimum to come talk to me at the store. Like, you don't have a spending minimum, but I just love just to come in and see what's new. And, word of mouth is my best marketing tool. Like, I can spend all the money I want on advertising and I'm still going to have people walk in and there's like, how long have you been here? And I'm like, 5 years. And I'm thinking all the money I poured in advertising. And there's still people in Bedford that don't know we exist just because we're not on that main strip.
Yeah.
But if I can have someone come in and say, oh man, this is a really cool store. And then they tell someone, like, that's my best, marketing. But yeah, it is hard because I do have people that'll park right there and they're like, I park there every day. And I never knew you were here. And they'll say, how long have you been here? And I'm like, almost 5 years. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, you're open year round? I'm like, yep. So it's just getting people also just kind of notice, us, because you're not used to seeing like an actual storefront being there. Yeah. So that's my biggest thing is getting people in Bedford even just to know that we're there and to come check us out. So.
Well, you have an awesome store.
Well, thank you.
And I think I like hearing the story of how you started the store.
Yeah.
Like your husband just being like, you want to open a store? Like, it's such a testament to you, though, that he was like, I know that you can do it.
Right. Yeah. I had no faith. I was like, well, I mean, I worked in a retail, like, obviously everyone does in high school. Yeah. Like I worked in a retail store, but I just literally knew nothing about opening a store. So this has definitely been just learn as you go. Like even the accounting piece of it, I'm like, well, I got to learn how to do this, I got to learn where to get stuff. And like I said, that's why it's so funny for me to look back at pictures, like from our opening and to see the inventory that we had. I'm like, oh gosh. Bless your heart back then, So now we really do try, though, to have, one of the things that's really important to me is that you come in our store and it's not something you're going to see in every single place you go. I want to have unique items. I want to have different things. And I also want to have different items in the store. So like your house, design may be different than mine. So I want to have different options for everyone that they can pick something that will work in their home or gift to someone. So it's always really important to us to have those items. And then, like I said, those nice gifts that people can come in and like, oh, I've never seen that before. That'll be your perfect gift for someone. Yes. Like, I love that. I want that for people to come in and see that. So.
How has the process of finding those items? Like, I'm sure that's been quite the journey as well.
It's definitely been a journey because, like I said, when we started out, it's not like I had this big retail background of like, oh, and there's not a website you go on that says, here's what you do. It's definitely been, it's kind of like a learn as you go kind of thing of just doing research and being like, oh, where do you go to find these things? And so it's just been kind of that. I've just had to learn and figure it out. And then, like I said, we have my husband's custom stuff that we can kind of mix into everything. And to, this year, not so much, but I think people just don't realize that we're still doing that he's, he does have a full-time job. So this is not his main thing, but he does still do custom pieces. And so if you have something in mind that you're like, I wanted to have this done, but I'm not sure, come to see us because the wood that he uses is like reclaimed barn wood and the stuff is going to be there forever. It's not something that you're just going to get and 2 years down the road, you're going to be like, oh, this fell apart. That was a waste of money. And it's like compared to new stuff that you get that's kind of like particle board, our prices for it is like super reasonable, really. I mean, for what he charges, I'm like,
so all of the wood in your store is gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. So I think if people need anything like that, definitely come, see us, talk to us. He loves challenges, things like that. So he just had a customer wanted he had built like this game, like this man cave in his basement.
Oh, cool.
And he had this huge projection TV. And he was like, I want a cabinet, but I wanted the length of that. And it was literally, I'd have to go out there and help my husband move it because it was so long, But it's just things like that. He loves doing things like that are unique and challenging and things like that. So if you've been thinking of something, come talk to us and, we're happy to help you. And something else that like, I guess with our small business is something that when you do come in the store, unless it's like an emergency, you will find me. Like, I'm pretty much there. It's me. So, I'm happy to, come in and introduce yourself and chat. And then if there's something like the customers say, I do have customers that say, can you get something similar to that? So like, I'm always open to do things like that. If there's something that you've had in mind, decor-wise, and we'll see what we can do. So I'm always open to hearing what our customers want because that helps me. Cause like I said, if I just order stuff I like, it may not be, everybody's thing, but, it's building those relationships with people and not just people that come in our store. Like I said, relationships with other businesses in the surrounding area. That's also super important to us, with having our store. So
well, excellent. Well, I only have one last question. Okay. Do you have any advice or anything you'd like to say to somebody thinking of opening a new business?
It's so, I'm not going to lie. Definitely, it's hard. I'm thankful, honestly, that my husband does have a job, a full-time job, because it's not easy. But if it's something that you're really passionate about, because I don't think I realized the passion that I had until we took that leap of faith and decided to open the store. But now that I'm in it, I see it. And like, I love, coming to work. I love doing the, ordering things, like the minuscule things that people don't think about. Like, I really do enjoy. So if that's your passion, go for it. And if it's not just opening your own retail store, try to find a business that will let you put products in there for a bit and see how it does. That way you're not investing so much time and resources into your own space.
Yes.
But just kind of see how that works first. But it's definitely, and you have to be creative because the market is changing every single day. Like, whenever we first started opening, I didn't think I was going to be doing Facebook Live sales. Like, I didn't think I'd have to sell my inventory like that. And then COVID happened. And then we had to readjust how we did. So always be willing to, like, whatever you might be doing, you thinking that's working, and then that's not going to work anymore. And you got to think of something else. That's like with my social media. I don't ever want people to be like, oh my gosh, they're posting again. So I try to be really intentional, but people don't realize if I don't, Facebook's not going to show you my stuff, so I have to be posting every day to keep my, my stuff out there. But you always have to be willing to try something different just with these events. Like, we didn't do these events in the past, but again, we're trying to evolve and try to, stay current, and people hear about us and get down there and support us. So what can we do? We don't have a lot of space inside. Let's move outside. So you always have to be willing to grow, adjust, and realize that what you did 5 years ago when you opened the store is not going to be the same things 5 years down the road that you can continue to do. You have to be willing to change, evolve, mix things up. If you I don't like doing Facebook Lives. I did my first one last night and forever, and it was the most awkward and chaotic thing you've ever seen. But people know, like, that's me. Unfortunately, like it or leave it. Like, there's no fake about it. And just watch that live. I was knocking stuff down. It was like so chaotic, but like, that's me. Authentically, that's me. And so, like I said, I don't like that. That's out of my comfort zone to get on there and just talk. You're essentially talking to yourself because you're not getting feedback from a live sale, but I do it because that's what I have to do because some people can't come in the store, so I have to do that to show people more things and get our, so it's all a process, and you just have to be willing to continue to grow and learn, because I don't know everything. I know more than I did 5 years ago, but there's still things I can learn about having my own business and networking and things like that, and things like the chamber offers, be willing to, spend that money just to be able to have that networking. And so it's definitely not easy, but if you're passionate about it and this is something that you've always wanted to do, then go for it. But like I said, baby steps. Don't just,
Test it.
Test it first and see what happens. And then, luckily we did, decide to get the building and, and luckily, I'm just, like I said, I'm so thankful just to still be open after all the challenges that we faced and the pivots that we've had to make the last 5 years. I'm just thankful that we're still here. We still have people that love us, that continue to support us. Like, cause without people coming in there, And so I just hope to continue meeting new people, building those relationships and getting people to know that there are more stores than just on Bridge Street. So you can go on Depot Street too and see us as well. And I'm going to just shout out my address if you don't mind.
Yes,
so
please.
It's So it's 206 West Depot Street, right in downtown Bedford. So when you're coming through downtown, like where Terrace Blooms is, that intersection, turn right there, and we have all the big parking lot right across the street from us, so you don't have to worry about finding parking. You can park right there and come and see us. And we're having holiday hours too. So this week it's Thursday through Sunday, just because I had so much going on today. But next week we'll be there Wednesday through Sunday.
Oh, awesome.
But if you go on Google and just search at BVA Mercantile, I always keep my hours updated there. But they're also updated on our Facebook and Instagram, and all of those things are at BVA Mercantile. So just search up. And then my number one question people always ask, so I'm just going to say it here, so we'll have it for history, is what's BVA stand for?
Please.
So people come in the store all the time and they're like, so is BVA your initials? I'm like, no.
Oh, girl.
So, yeah. So it's BVA is Bedford, Virginia. So that's where we came up with it. And I know a lot of people use the bed. But I said, if we're Bed Mercantile, people are going to think we're like a mattress store.
That's
so
true.
No one would come in there. So we just had to be, Richmond does RVA.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, we'll do BVA. So
BVA.
Yeah. So here it is. BVA is Bedford, Virginia. So that's where we came up with that. So.
Well, excellent. One last thing to ask in terms of contact.
Okay.
If people if they can't come to the store, but they want to contact you about custom order, whatever, what's the best way to do so?
So we have a website as well, bvamercantile.com. And like I said, everything, I try to keep it all consistent with Facebook, Instagram, Google, website, all BVA Mercantile. There's a number there. That is my cell phone number, so you can contact me directly. And also talking about people that can't come in the store. I actually have a customer that came in one time, and she lives in Chicago. She was just here visiting. And she goes, so if I can't come in, could you like FaceTime me? So I'm willing to do anything. If you can't come in, FaceTime me, girl, and we will shop and we will get it shipped out to you.
Heck yeah.
So whatever it does, like to make it easy on you guys, I've done private shopping if sometimes people don't feel comfortable, like when COVID was going on and didn't feel comfortable actually coming in the store with other people. We'll do that. Because with our hours, I'm always willing to be like creative, whatever it takes. Like if we need to do a FaceTime, if we need to do a quick live just to show you a few things, like whatever it takes, like we want to keep our customers happy. And if you can't come into the store in those hours that we're there, we'll make it work for you.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had anybody tell me that they'll shop with me on FaceTime before.
Absolutely.
That's so cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning, Christy.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Well, is there anything else you want to add?
I just want to shout out really quick again our event coming up this Saturday from 12 to 3, our Christmas Memories event, and check out our Facebook for that promotion that we're doing. Post in your favorite picture. And just come shop local. We would love to see you this holiday season.
Well, amazing. Thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any questions for me, the chamber, what have you, you can find all of our info on bedfordareachamber.com, or you can give us a ring at 540-586-9401. Also on our website is a full business directory of our membership, including BVA Mercantile. So you can find all sorts of great things in the Bedford area and beyond. And if you're interested in sponsoring the podcast with an advertisement, yes, I am actually saying this on the podcast because I need to. Keep an eye out for more information regarding how you can do that. This Friday, December 1st, there's going to be so much great information for 2024, including booking for the podcast for Q1 for next year. So that's all for today. Thanks so much for listening, and keep an ear out for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.